My name is Blake Wilder. I'm 17 from Dorchester, and I've been working at the Food Project for about 3 years now. The Food Project is basically a nonprofit organization that works in Lincoln and in Boston. There's 2.5 acres in the city, in the Roxbury area of the city. There's 31 acres out in Lincoln. Over 50% of our produce goes to shelters. We donate them to the shelters, and then with the other 50%, we sell at 2 farmers markets, one in the area of Dudley, and then one at Children's Museum, both at affordable prices and also culturally appropriate. There's 10 different internships. There's BLAST, Building Local Agriculture Sustainably Today.
My name is Luke Henshaw. I'm 18. I've been in the Food Project for about 3 years now, and I've recently been involved with the Food Project's BLAST initiative. And our mission is to create a local food system using youth. So we're about empowering youth in a local food system and creating that in their communities. And we also work with creating food access in this community and just about promoting healthy food and local food.
There's Urban Education and Outreach, which is the internship I'm working with. What that does is stay in the city and does outreach and education for neighborhood gardeners who garden very often and have a lot of agricultural skills but don't know much about the dangers of lead. So what we try to do is aware them about the lead, tell them the dangers that it causes, and suggest ways that we can remediate.
The way that our food system works now, a lot of our food is coming from very distant sources. A lot of it comes from overseas. And so BLAST is advocating local food because it provides a viable alternative to that system. And so we think that if people can just start eating more food that's locally grown, and whether it's grown by themselves in the garden or if it's bought at a local farmer's market or from the Food Project, that it's a really viable alternative to that system. Essentially, it tastes a lot better. I think that's really what people are excited about the most. You can talk a lot about the environmental impacts, the differences between conventional food and local food, and you can talk about, the economics of it all, but really it comes down to taste for people.
You're teaching yourself while teaching others, and you become this expert as a youth. A lot of 17-year-olds aren't experts in much of anything unless it's going out to party or anything. And I've just built myself up and the Food Project helped me build myself into an expert on lead and how to work with neighborhood gardeners and teaching people about the values of growing in the city and becoming sustainable.
Recently, BLAST did a food choices workshop called Food Whose Choices Anyway for youth at the Rooted in Community Conference in Washington. We did it twice in a row. We reached a total of maybe about 50 youth. We talked to them about the influences that we have that kind of influence us to make certain food choices. Like, we see advertising for McDonald's and for Snickers. We don't see advertising for, salad or for potatoes. We don't see advertising for healthy foods because it's just not marketed to us. And so that ties in with access. People don't have access to healthy food as often as they do to unhealthy food. So we talk to them a lot about that to make them aware that just because those are the things you're aware of does not mean that's all there is. I'm
also going on to create an internship where I want to study in, which is business management. So to actually have the Food Project and a career that I want to do in my life come together, then that'd just be great.
Personally, for me, my experience here has been educational, and it's just opened my mind to the idea of social change, and it's supplied me with a sufficient amount of drive and a sufficient amount of discontent to motivate myself to educate myself about these problems, greater problems in the world, that I find very interesting and very, very sad as well, and that I feel I have this responsibility now to be a part of helping to solve these problems in the world.